Hi, my name is Amy Mozzie, and I'm with Centurion Boats. And today we're going to walk through the all-new 2026 Centurion Fe25. This is a 25-foot Centurion boat that is rated for 16 people. It weighs 5,600 pounds dry and has that same amount of available ballast. This thing is no joke. It is the stretch limo of the Centurion Boats line. But let's talk a little bit more about it and let you see for yourself. The most unique part of the look of the Fe25 has to be the bow. It is a wide bow boat, but it has a very aggressive shape to it. It's very sleek at the same time. It also is the perfect location for the optional docking lights. These docking lights are extremely powerful. They are 2,400 lumens a side, 4,800 lumens of light that comes on to guide your way at night. In fact, even if you're pulling this 25-foot boat up to a dock, which it handles very nicely at slow speeds, you can turn on those lights and it is bright. The unique style of the Fe25 follows as you move down the side of the boat with the windshield. This is the Centurion chiseled windshield, and it looks like it was made to go with this boat because it was. It was specifically designed to complement the lines of the Fe series. You can add that level of style to the amount of customization that you can give to the Fe25. The GatorStep can be customized even on the exterior of the boat, as well as your Centurion badging can be customized between 3 different colors of badge. This boat is made to be a custom QuickSurf boat. The customization availability of the Fe25 continues as you move down the profile of the boat. You can customize 2 different gel coat schemes on the Fe series. This happens to be the core scheme. You can also get the slice scheme. In the core scheme, you have this big panel of color that follows the whole length of the boat. Yes, all 25 feet. And you can choose between 37 different gel coat colors to put in that area. This particular color is military green metal flake. And the base color on this boat, you can choose between 18 different gel coat colors. This base color is charcoal. And together, they look amazing. You can also customize your ballast and the performance of the Fe25 with Ramfill. Ramfill is a ballast system from Centurion that fills underway in 90 seconds, and it fills a little bit more than half of the overall available ballast in the Fe25, which is 5,600 pounds. So you're above 2,600 pounds of ballast filling in 90 seconds while this boat is underway. So you can customize the look, you can customize the performance. The Fe25 offers them both. New for 2026, the Fe series now comes standard with the DropZone Auto Tower from Roswell. This tower is not only stylish, strong, but it's customizable. You can custom color the tower shields to match the exterior gel coat of your Fe25. You can also add options to this tower, one of which is the Roswell Bombshell 2.0 rack. This rack is beautiful to look at, but it's also extremely accommodating to your custom surfboards. It keeps them safe. It allows for no damage. It also swivels so that you can bring it in the boat to remove the board and then put it back again. You're not straining out over the water to do so. You can also swivel these racks to a straight back position, which is great for towing, so they don't collect all the bugs on the way to the lake. This particular rack is a great benefit to you, and it looks great on the DropZone tower. But you can also add a bimini to this tower. The tower that is behind me, it has a bimini that is a so long bimini, and we call it so long because it is so long. It covers almost the entire lounge of this 25-foot Centurion. You can also get a Roswell bimini on this particular tower. But probably the most impactful piece or characteristic of the DropZone Auto Tower is the fact that it's automatic. You can electronically fold it with a button press. Fold it down, fold it back up. In case you have storage or headroom constraints, you can get this boat in any place you need to, including under a bridge on a lake. And this will help you with that headroom clearance easily. The 2026 Centurion Fe25 has lots of style and customization built into the exterior, but there's also a lot of function that this boat offers on the outside, one of which is the gas fill. So you can get fuel in this boat on either side. The benefit to you is no matter what side your tow vehicle fuels on, you can pull into the gas station one time, one way, and fill up both. You also have 6 pull-up cleats on this particular boat. You have 3 on one side, 3 on the other. The pull-up cleats are used to tie this boat off to the dock. That is great news because with a 25-foot boat, you need all the security points you can get. And now you have the option to get bumper cleats, which means you can put a bumper in a spot that does not take up a pull-up cleat that is typically used to tie your boat off. So these bumper cleats come in really handy. You also have the function of getting fresh air to your engine with the fresh air vents. But these vents also have a style element to them. They're beautiful to look at. They've got a warrior built into them, and they are chem film dipped and prepared by Roswell. So what that means is they're going to last and always look as beautiful as the day you bought your Fe25. The 2026 Fe25 from Centurion is built on the Opti-V hull. What does this mean to you? The Opti-V hull does several things really well. It gives us the world's best waves, wakes, and ride. So what a deep V hull typically does is it cuts through the chop on a rough day. It also displaces more water with less weight. But what this also gives you is fuel efficiency. Believe it or not, that deep V can dig through the water and create resistance under your boat and really compromise fuel efficiency. However, by optimizing this deep V, Centurion created lift at the back of the boat, making the boat run more level in the water, creating less resistance, and therefore using less fuel. This 25-foot boat gives you a fuel savings of more than 50% compared to competitors. That Opti-V hull not only gives you the world's best waves, wakes, and ride, it also gives you much better fuel efficiency. The Fe25 is available with QuickSurf Pro. QuickSurf Pro is essentially 2 trim tabs mounted on the corners of the boat. What they do is they create a curl in the surf wave, and they also allow you to transfer it from side to side. The way this happens is the surf tab opposite the surf side goes down. It creates lift opposite the surf side and digs that surf corner or displaces more water on the surf corner, which creates the curl. When you want to change that from side to side, it's just a button press at the dash, and then it transfers. And it transfers in less than 2 seconds. That adjustability and that amount of responsiveness is because of the Linco Smart actuators that make those plates go up and down. These actuators are new for 2026, and they allow extreme responsiveness and precision. There are less moving parts in these actuators, which allow for more longevity as far as the life of the ram itself. But it also gives you pinpoint accuracy with where the ram is positioned, and it communicates that through CAN bus communication at the dash. So the driver is always aware of exactly where the QuickSurf Pro tab is positioned. This will give you extreme customization over your surf wave. Also available on the Fe25 is the Silent Stinger wake plate. This plate is really the key to a lot of the customization and the performance capability of the FE25. So when we're talking about customizing the surf wave or customizing the wakeboard wake, reshaping it, the Silent Stinger wake plate gives you the ability to do that with a quick pull of a sport shifter. So you can adjust your Silent Stinger wake plate with the left hand right when you're holding onto the steering wheel at the dash. You just reach out with a couple fingers, pull it towards you with the top sport shifter to increase this plate or decrease it with the bottom sport shifter. What this allows you to do is change the running attitude of the boat. When you put the Silent Stinger down, it allows the bow of the boat to come down into the water and get the most aggressive part of the V cutting through the chop. When you allow the Silent Stinger to come up, it allows the nose of the boat to come up and really gets the back of the boat deeper into the water, creating, in most cases, a taller surf wave or a taller wakeboard wake. The Silent Stinger allows that attitude adjustment on the fly very quickly. You never have to take your eyes off the water to customize the shape of your surf wave or your wakeboard wake, or simply get the boat more leveled out to cut through the chop on a rough day. However, the silent piece of this particular option is also notable. The fact that this plate takes water, forced water in through the bottom and takes the exhaust of the engine and tumbles the two through a series of baffles built into this plate, takes the engine noise down really quiet to levels of kitchen dishwasher noise levels. So you really have an enjoyable day on the water. Let's face it, you're within 25 square feet, 8 hours in a day, normally with as many as 16 people. You don't need to be shouting over the engine noise, whether you're fully weighted surfing or just cruising across the lake. The Silent Stinger gives you that. It gives you the silence to make an enjoyable day on the water, no matter what you're doing. The FE series is also available with a ladder, and it mounts to the underside of the swim step. It's telescoping, so it stows away and then you pull it out and it comes down. It's got a couple steps on it. You also have tooled in handles with the swim step, so I can grab onto the swim step and hold on as I step up onto the ladder. It allows you to get into the boat from the water even if you don't have your ballast full, which would get that swim step into the water. This allows you to get onto the boat a little more gracefully, and this is an option on the FE series. As I get up onto the swim step of the FE25, I start to realize this is a really cool hangout area, especially for a 25-foot boat that can accommodate 16 passengers. You've got to have an area where if you're stopping to swim, everybody can sit, lay out, as well as hang out and put all their stuff away. I can put my shoes in the rear trunk. There's also an available ballast bag in this trunk, and you can have that additional weight back here, but I can still put a few things on top of that bag. Once I put my stuff away, I can take a seat. It's a really comfortable seat back here. I've got one on either side. I have optional flip-up lean backs, so I can do a little lounging. I've got an optional stereo remote in the back, a few cup holders. This is a spot where you can really hang out and feel comfortable. I've also got some functionality back here. I've got the available rear camera. This camera is great for the driver to be able to see the rider in tow or anything else behind the boat. You also have a walkover, so it's easy to step inside the boat without stepping on your Sunpad. But if I want to lay out on the Sunpad, I just throw a towel out and I'm as comfy as can be. This is the place I really want to be in the FE25. As I walk over the Sunpad and down into the FE25, I start to realize why we call this boat the stretch limo of the Centurion line. This lounge is huge. It's a 25-foot boat, but with this cab forward design, it looks like we could fit unlimited amounts of people in here. It is only rated for 16 people, but this lounge really is accommodating and everybody can kind of stretch out and not be touching one another and still be in this boat. The comfortableness of this interior is what really gets you. It's big, sure, but the vinyl that we have in this boat makes it really, really nice to sit on. It's Cool Touch vinyl in this particular Fe25, and it's all Cool Touch. We've got Cool Touch for the main, the base, the accent, and the welt, and it looks great. We have 9 different colors of Cool Touch for 2026, and you can use any combination of those 9 colors in the all Cool Touch scheme. The vinyl is sewn together with a Teflon thread. This thread is actually stronger than the vinyl itself. It withstands things like acid rain and harsh cleaning chemicals to make sure that your interior is not only beautiful, but it lasts a really long time. And you can get that thread in about 12 different colors, so you can really customize the look of your Fe25 interior. You've also got the ability to customize the floor, the non-skid on the floor. We call it GatorStep. And the GatorStep is available in different patterns as well as different layers. This is a 3-layer fearless cut in this particular Fe25. You've got a silver cloud on the bottom, shark fin in the middle, and black on the top. It really looks good and goes well with this interior. There is storage underneath every seat in the lounge of the Fe25, and it's easy to get to, and it's shocked hinged storage. So this allows you hands-free to load your gear in and then shut it down. The other thing we have is a beautiful side panel, which houses as many as 4 drinks in this part of the boat. And then you have a smaller side panel up front by the observer area. But this particular side panel also houses 2 Roswell speakers. The system that we have in this Fe25 is CoverFire 2.0 by Roswell. But these speakers are lit beautifully because of our RGBW lighting option in this particular Fe25. We also have the ability to customize the color of the side panel. The side panel is a gel-coated fiberglass part that can be customized with 37 different colors. This one is military green metal flake, and it looks great. We also have a Centurion badge that finds its home in the side panel and brings everything together. The Centurion Fe25 observer area is really accommodating. It's got an extra wide observer seat for a couple people to sit in. You've got a side panel with a cup holder, another couple cup holders on the passenger side dash. You also have tunes, a grab handle, but probably the most hidden benefit of this area is the storage. If I flip up this lean back, I've got cavernous storage underneath the dash on the passenger side. And I've got some specific storage areas for optional lean backs for the slide seat and things that will hold stuff into place so it doesn't get lost in this huge storage area. I also have a bracket for the optional table, which tucks it up right underneath the glove box, so I always can access it easily. Speaking of the glove box, I've got lockable storage in the glove box, so I can put my valuables in here and keep them safe, even when my boat is parked at the dock. I also have my battery management system accessible here. That big storage area that I just showed you, I no longer have to weed through all of my gear to get to my isolator switch. The battery management system is now accessible here in the glove box easily. So I can turn on my house battery, which controls things like my stereo and my lighting, and leave my engine battery off so that I can preserve its power so that when I'm ready to go back to the dock, I've always got that battery to crank the engine and get me home. I also have a PDM breaker panel here where I can access all of my PDMs in the boat, turn them on and off in case I have a technical difficulty on the water. I would recommend recommend taking the advice of a technician before turning those breakers on and off, but that can always help you get out of a sticky situation easily, even on the water. You've also got power points and a slipless mat in this glove box, so you can put even small secured items away so you can make sure they don't get lost in a bigger storage area. Also, the glove box itself is pretty cool. It's a billet aluminum lid, and it has a lit Centurion in it. This is an Fe25 that has the RGBW option, and I can color that lit Centurion just about any color in the rainbow, whatever I happen to be feeling for that day on the water. From inside the Fe25, you get a really up close and personal look at the DropZone Auto Tower by Roswell. It's got a lot going on. Not only is this tower beautiful, customizable as far as colors, but it can also accept a ton of options, one of which is the CoverFire 2.0 stereo system by Roswell. This has 8 speakers in the tower. It has 2 tweeters, 2 6-inch speakers, and 4 10s. This thing rocks, but it spills sound all over the interior, into every nook and cranny, whether it be the bow that you're sitting in, or the lounge, or even back on the swim step. You can hear this stereo, and it sounds wonderful. New for 2026, the CoverFire 2.0 stereo system comes with the XXX wet sound subwoofer and ported speaker box. This adds another level of low-end sound to this particular system that just takes it that much further into the realm of beautiful noise. We love this system so much, but you've got to hear it for yourself to believe how great it sounds. You can also outfit this tower with racks. It has the Bombshell 2.0 racks in black on it now. You can choose Bombshell 1.0 racks as well as mag swivel racks for this particular tower. The other thing this has is a lot of features built into it. So I've got hanging points where I can hang a rope, I can hang a towel, I can hang a life vest or a wetsuit, even out over the water to dry off. And I have side tow points on this tower. That's pretty unique. So what that means is there's a pylon head located on either top corner on the outside of this tower that allows me to get a surfer into the wave, especially a beginning surfer, and they don't have to come up over the top of that big, huge wave, which can sometimes be a little intimidating. I can kind of swing them into the curl so it's a little more inviting for them, and it's a great way to learn. This tower is super customizable, but it's also really strong. It has a cam latch mechanism that's patented by Roswell that pulls the hoop of the tower down onto its bases and locks it in place. This thing does not shake, it does not rattle, whether you're on the lake on a rough day or towing your boat behind your truck down a really bumpy road. It doesn't sway, it doesn't move. It is stout. The DropZone Tower by Roswell is standard on the FE series for 2026, and you gotta check it out. With room for 16 passengers in the FE25, you need to have some configurable seating. So seating that can work for whomever you might have in the boat on a given day. And we have optional flip-up stadium seat lean backs for that purpose. This gives you another couple seats that can give people a great view of the action behind the boat, and everybody's got that rear-facing lean back to relax against. The FE25 has an available slide seat that has 4 different positions. The seat can slide all the way forward towards the helm of the boat, or it can be a couple different places in the middle of the boat or all the way in the back to make a U-shaped lounge. That slide seat also has 4 receptacles for other options, one of which is the table, which is color matched to your side panels on the interior of the boat, or a lean back, which can go either forward facing or rear facing, and they can plug into those same 4 receptacles on the bottom of the slide seat. It gives you a lot of versatility as far as the way this interior is configured for you and your family. And the table will slide with the seat throughout the lounge, so you can move that accommodation from passenger to passenger if you'd like. The driver's area of the Fe25 gives me ultimate control in this boat, and easily. For instance, the new knob ops for 2026 gives me stereo control at my left hand very easily. I can turn the volume of the stereo up or down just by twisting the knob, and then I can even advance songs by bumping the knob from one side to the other. It gives me the ability to do that quickly without taking my focus off of where it needs to be, which should typically be driving or my rider behind me. I also have the ability to switch the wave from side to side with the knob ops as well. There's a couple little buttons with waves on them to the right of the knob. I can just press one. I can switch it from regular to goofy and goofy back to regular again very easily. I don't have to take my eyes off the water in front of me. I also have the ability to control my anchor light, my nav light, my blower. It gives me those foundational operations easy access. From there, I can go to my Evo touchscreen, which is a panoramic style screen that allows me to control just about every system in the boat. And again, easily. I have access to all of the boat's functions across the top menu, and then I also have another menu that's quick access to some of my switching on the right side of the screen. I can also verify my engine condition on the left side of the screen. It's going to tell me battery voltage, my oil pressure, the temperature of my engine, and in the very lower left corner, I can see my depth and my water temperature. So it gives me all of that information in one screen, and I have access to everything I need, like I said, pretty easily. When I go to my QuickSurf screen, I can surf left or right just by touching surf left or surf right. I can see my plate position, but I never lose sight of my speed as far as my zero offset speed or the speed that the boat is currently at, as well as fuel levels and my depth. If I go to my ballast system, this boat is available with 7 different ballast areas for a total of 5,600 pounds of ballast from the factory. It weighs 5,600 pounds, so it's got as much ballast in this boat as the boat itself weighs. And this ballast system is new for 2026. We call it the Fast Mover Ballast System. It's using sea flow pumps that are typically used in larger boat applications, none within our industry currently. And they are stainless steel pumps. But the real benefit of these pumps is they fill so much faster. In fact, 68% faster. They are a 13.5 gallon per minute pump. And there is a pump for every different ballast location. Now, if you have Ramfill installed, your Ramfill will fill in 90 seconds, which is more than half of the overall ballast. But then those sea flow pumps will take over and make that overall fill time so much shorter. What does that mean for you? You're surfing much faster. You've also got navigation available in this boat. So I can install an optional Navionics mapping chip for the US and Canada or any other country for that matter, and I can understand what lake I'm on, where the contours of the lake are, and what cove I'm at. I can also set a point that I want to go to and then be able to understand how to get back and how much fuel I may need to get there. I've also got a switch screen, which gives me all of my lighting. And in this case, we have RGBW lights installed in this boat. So I can change the colors of all of my different lighting zones. And any spectrum along the rainbow, I can change those colors to. I can go red, I can go green, I can go back to blue, you name it, and you can change the colors of all of your interior and tower lighting really easily. I also have access to My stereo. So I've got access to Bluetooth, my Bluetooth manager, as well as the different sources that I can come from, FM, AM, auxiliary sources. Very easy to control, to play, to advance, to pause, to mute, right there from that screen. I've also got my diagnostics and my settings that I can access easily, as well as those quick buttons that are available on my right-hand side. These buttons include my docking lights, my tower lights, my interior lights, and it gives me the status of my nav and anchor lights, whether they're on or off. But in this boat, we have the optional Centurion articulating tracking system installed. We call it CATS. And what CATS does is it changes the yaw of the boat, which is what that means to you and me, is it deflects the bow one way or the other. It changes the wetted surface of the boat. By articulating the fin, it can actually level out the boat. So if I have 3 people sitting on one side of the FE25, just me, the driver, on the other side, the boat can get a little tipped or list a bit to the passenger side. What I would do is tap my CATS and level it out. By changing the angle of that fin on the bottom of the boat, it will actually level the boat out. So if we're cruising down the water, we can be perfectly level, even with displaced people or a disproportionate number of people on one side to the other. With all of this control at the driver's area of the FE25, I really appreciate those things I can control without having to shift my focus to them. Like my phone. It's right here, it's charging, it's a wireless clamping cell phone charger that holds it into place, but I always can have a glance at it and understand if there's something I need to attend to right away. The sport shifters in the FE25 give me a bunch of control without ever having to take my eyes off the water. I can control the position of my stinger wake plate, or in this boat's case, the silent stinger wake plate on my left side, and I can control my set speed or my zero offset speed on the right side. It's very easy for me to pull those sport shifters towards me and either increase speed, increase plate, or decrease speed or decrease plate, and I never have to take my hands off the wheel or my eyes off the water. If I choose to adjust my speed with the throttle, I also have really convenient access to my Livorsi throttle. It's very comfortable, and I have a little armrest directly behind it that's at the perfect height to allow me to not get tired when I'm increasing or decreasing my speed or holding a particular speed in the FE25. I can swivel my Cobra racing seat in the FE25 all the way around into the lounge so I can participate with the 15 other passengers I've got on this boat. And if I need to throw something away for them, I can reach over, throw something in the walk-through trash chute. I can also help the passenger access the in-floor ice chest and then close it so nobody mistakenly steps in that. But it's really easy for the driver to participate in whatever's going on in the rest of the boat. The Centurion FE25 is a walk-through open bow, and it's a large one. I can walk through to this bow without having to shimmy and slide and turn sideways, and then I've got all this room up in the bow, and I can have a friend with me. I've got an optional filler cushion to make this a playpen. I've got tunes up here, a grab handle, cup holders, power points to charge my phone. It really is a comfortable and accommodating place to sit in the FE25. And the great thing about the Opti-V hull under this boat is it makes the ride up here super smooth. I hope you've enjoyed learning more about the 2026 Centurion FE25. This boat is truly the stretch limo of our line. The luxury, the performance, the function, and the style that this boat offers is unmatched. But don't take my word for it. Visit your local Centurion Boats dealer and let us prove it to you on the water today.